come to set the earth on fire. On October the 16th, 2002, the late John Paul II signed his inspiring apostolic letter, The Rosary of the Virgin Mary. In it, he described the Rosary as the school of Mary, where we are led to contemplate the beauty on the face of Christ in union with Mary and to experience the depths of his love. In September 2005, Pope Benedict XVI highly recommended that we read John Paul II's letter on the Rosary and put it into practice following his directions. Benedict has called St. John Paul II the great apostle of the Rosary. He has described him as the Pope whom we remember on his knees, his rosary beads in his hands, immersed in the contemplation of Christ as he himself invited us to do in his apostolic letter, the Rosary of the Virgin Mary. Benedict sees a revival of the Rosary thanks to John Paul II's example and his teaching. The Pope asked the question, could we have any better teacher than Mary? No one knows Christ any better than Mary. No one can introduce us to a profound knowledge of his mystery better than his mother. In her school, Mary teaches us about Christ through the 20 mysteries of the Rosary. It is a marvelous school wherein Mary introduces us to Christ as she did to the shepherds and the wise men. This splendid school will endure and will ensure that, as Vatican II stated, while Mary is honored, her Son will be known, loved, and glorified. Mary is a most qualified teacher to reveal these mysteries to us because she lived, as St. John Paul II states, with her eyes fixed on Christ, treasuring his every word. At the 18th World Youth Day in 2003, the year of the Rosary, John Paul told the young people that he was, in spirit, handing them the rosary beads. He said to recite the Rosary means to learn to gaze on Jesus with his mother's gaze and to love Jesus with his mother's heart. Through prayer and meditation on the mysteries, Mary leads you safely towards her Son. He also told the young, I quote, "Do not be ashamed to recite the Rosary alone while you walk along the streets to school, to the university, or to work, or as you commute by public transport. Adopt the habit of reciting it among yourselves in your groups, movements, and associations. And do not hesitate to suggest that it be recited by your parents and brothers and sisters, because it rekindles and strengthens the bonds between them. This prayer will help you be strong in your faith, constant in charity, joyful and persevering in hope." John Paul II wrote in his letter that training in holiness calls for a Christian life distinguished above all in the art of prayer. On November 27th, 2005, Benedict XVI stated, "Praying of the Rosary can help the young learn the art of praying with Mary's simplicity and depth." Benedict is convinced that Jesus needs the young to renew today's society. In September 2007, he said, "The world must be changed, but it is precisely the mission of young people to change it." Pope Pius XII compared the Rosary to the slingshot of young David, with which he overcame Goliath. Today, the young can use the Rosary like David used the slingshot to battle against evil and to change the world, as Pope Benedict exhorts them to do. I think all of us who experienced Pope John Paul II was so blessed to live in the time when he was the Pope. I think, and it's early in history, but I think every 1,000 years, a great man comes along and sits on the chair of Peter and leads us. And I think this good Pope, John Paul II, a saint, who reminded us that the Rosary is his favorite prayer, who said, "Open wide the doors of Christ. Do not be afraid to let Christ into your heart." So today, 100 years ago, we remember that he was born, that he served the church so remarkably well, and he broke Father Patrick Peyton's record for the largest number of people to hear him speak live and in person. Up until John Paul II, Father Peyton, we believe, had that record, but now belongs to John Paul.